Unmanaged bitterness. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and slander be put away from you, along with all malice. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 31, the English Standard Version. Following Jesus the Christ involves a very disciplined and controlled lifestyle. Believers are required to manage themselves daily. In church and society, there are many injured persons, and if these injuries are not dealt with, they can lead to bitterness. Bitterness is a defect in an individual's attitude that can cause trouble with interpersonal relationships, according to Acts chapter 8 verse 23, Romans chapter 3 verse 14, and Hebrews chapter 12 verse 15. The Apostle Paul suggests that bitterness is catastrophic in the believer's path, since it can lead to raucous, callous outbursts. Bitterness is closely related to jealousy, according to Romans chapter 13 verse 13, and dissatisfaction, noted in 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 6, and often feeds an individual's fleshy attitudes and appetite. While it appears that the list of 6 areas of sin which believers should make a conscious effort to avoid is comprised of separate entities, bitterness can be considered as the root of the 5 emotional occurrences noted in Ephesians chapter 4 verse 31, and more often than not emerges out of a suffocated resentment against exploitation or injustice, real or perceived. Unmanaged bitterness, according to the Apostle Paul, can segue into numerous sinful behaviors, attitudes, and practices. Unmanaged bitterness can be manifested as wrath or anger or uproar. Bitterness out of control can be exhibited in slanderous speaking, bearing false witness against one's neighbor, or excessive and loud complaining. Bitterness is toxic if allowed to metastasize. It can harden an individual's heart, and they can become cold and aloof. Bitterness loves company. No effort is spared in including others in the bitterness party to validate the smothered discontent and increase the devastation, distress, and destruction to self and others. What the Apostle Paul is promoting is that believers are not to be known for evil, but are to become overcomers of evil with good. Evident in Romans chapter 12, verse 21. Lord, help us to refuse to allow bitterness to take root in our hearts. May we never let the chip on the shoulders of others form on our shoulders. Lord, may your beauty always be seen in us. Amen. You have been listening to Morning Manna with Reverend Bonnie EBW Smith, Superintendent of the Moravian Church Antigua Conference and Minister of Christian Education. Have a terrific Tuesday. God bless you.